believe that every student has the right to an excellent education in a safe, experiential, and imaginative learning environment. We believe every student deserves the equitable opportunities to learn, grow, lead, and serve. We believe that an intentional focus on future-ready skills and dispositions integrated with essential academic knowledge develops an empowered 21st century graduate. We believe that mental, emotional, and physical health are essential conditions for optimal learning. We believe that collective efficacy and shared accountability are vital ingredients to a productive, empowered workforce. We believe that Winchester Public Schools must be learner-centered, agile, and courageous in modeling the power of public education across our Commonwealth, country, and the world. We believe that a vibrant public education system positively impacts the social, economic, and civic well-being of Winchester. We believe that embracing the diversity of our students, their families, and our community is a strength that unifies us. And we believe that to achieve equity, we must clearly define and monitor the extent to which all learners and groups are empowered through access, diversity, and inclusion. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. That does move us to item number D, Chairman's comments. Just a brief comment. It is so awesome to see everything that's happening still, even though school is technically out, on the social media pages, just seeing all the activities that are going on with teachers, leaders, administrators, students. And I think that's something that we should be proud of. We know it keeps our kids engaged, it keeps them occupied, and it also keeps them out of trouble. So I'm really happy to see what we have going on here, and I know that each one of us support all of the activities throughout Winchester Public Schools. All right, that does conclude my comments. I'll turn it over to Dr.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You stole my thunder. I was just going to highlight the summer school in particular. We have more than 400 students, kindergarten through 12th grade, involved in summer school activities, and I was able to go visit those sites last week, and they were positive, full of energy, excited, both teachers and students alike. In fact, at the high school, they were building solar cars and little go-karts, and so they're having really exciting hands-on opportunities this summer, so it's really nice to see. Behind the scenes, you're seeing a lot of construction. We have positive reports from Frederick Douglass Elementary School that the HVAC progress is on schedule, so we're excited to make sure that that goes as best it can. The track is on schedule. The new roof at Daniel Morgan is on schedule. We have new gym floors at Daniel Morgan and Virginia Avenue, and just a lot of upkeep and maintenance that people might not recognize, but a lot of people are working hard to make sure we're ready to roll in August. So that concludes my comments tonight.
Thank you. At this time, I will open it up to written comments. I'll start here on my right. Mr. Wallace? Comments? Dr. Chris Gonzalez?
Just real quick, I had an opportunity actually yesterday to speak with a neighbor about the state of the school system, and it was a pleasure and an honor to be able to brag about what we're doing here. They have a family member who's thinking about relocating to Winchester, and they know that I serve on the board, so they were asking me a couple of questions. And I think I ended the conversation with, I would put our school district up against any of the other school districts in the Commonwealth of Virginia. What we're doing here is fantastic. I'm proud of it. And if your family member wants to talk to me in person, they know how to get in touch with me. So that was fun to be able to do. So that's my comment.
Awesome. Thank you. Ms. Crawford?
I'd just like to say I appreciate our staff and our teachers that work throughout the summer just like it's a regular time of year, and all the parents that support them. Say thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Crawford. Ms. Ivan? No comments. Yeah, just one more comment. And, I was just thinking about just really what all of us have talked about in terms of what we see happening in our division. I would encourage us as school board members to share when you're seeing those stories on social media, because how often do we run into community members, parents, citizens, where they feel like, teachers just, they clock out at the end of the year and they go home and they relax and watch TV and swim, and we know that's just not the case here, and our teachers are always working with our students, so I think that we need to continue to spread that message. All right, that's the end of my comments for this time. All right, thank you. This time we are going to move to item number 2 under recognitions, and it doesn't seem like we have any for this evening. So that'll take us to item number 3 on our agenda. At this time, we will open up the floor for public comment. If there is anyone here that would like to address the board and that has signed up, Madam Clerk, do we have anyone? Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, that does conclude our, or close our public comment, and we'll move on to item number 4, our consent agenda. We do have quite a bit on our consent agenda this evening. I hope everyone had an opportunity to review the consent agenda before tonight, as this will need to be adopted. So the first thing we have is our approval of consent agenda items. The agenda, minutes, bills, monthly finance report, facility usage, Title 1, 2, 3, and 4, minor policy revisions, major policy revisions.
Motion to approve consent agenda items as presented.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Island. A second, I think I heard Ms. Crawford first. Is there any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. The consent agenda is adopted for this evening. And that takes us to item number 5. We do have one action item, our VSBA voting delegate and alternate. And this is something that we renew annually. We did talk about it a little bit at our previous meeting. And I do think we got some good feedback and a new volunteer. So at this time, I will entertain a vote for the primary.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve Stuart Allen as 2023 VSBA voting delegate and Brian Pearson Gonzalez as 2023 VSBA voting delegate alternate.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Wallace for Mr. Island as primary, Dr. Pierce Gonzalez as alternate. Is there any discussions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, awesome. Congratulations, Mr. Island. I know you had an opportunity to kind of talk with Dr. Pierce Gonzalez about the role and some of the responsibilities. And of course, you can always come to us if you have any questions, but I'm sure you're going to love it and be able to bring back some good information to the board. So thank you for that. All right, so that moves us to item number 6. I know we're moving through the agenda quickly and I'm trying to slow down just a little bit. So that moves us to 6, our reports and presentations. And so up next, we have Dr. Bruce with our policy reviews.
Okay, good evening. This evening, we are bringing to you 10 policies for review. Of course, you know that we are trying to review all of our policies every 4 years. That's a part of our strategic plan. I'm pleased to tell you that we're at 97% after tonight of all of our policies being reviewed, so we're kind of caught up. We got some changes that we will address in the fall from VSBA, but other than that, we're just bringing these for you to look over as a review. Any questions?
Anyone have any questions about these? There were, the only one that I looked at, which I don't remember reviewing, was the human research, the human research JHDA. Dr. Bruce, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you could just give us a brief overview of what this policy means as far as how it relates to our student and our division.
So it's funny this one came up because I just approved one of these today. So we do have a process in place for a lot of our teachers, administrators. They are taking coursework at some of our colleges. And many of the courses that they're enrolled in require research. That research requires data. And in order for that data to be given to our people that are doing the research, it has to go through a review process. So currently that goes through my office, and we typically don't approve much unless it has all of the student names and information, identifying information stripped out of it. So we do approve those, and there's a process in place, a form that they fill out. I keep it electronically, and then they get the original record. So that's the gist of what we do here in our school system, and it's really to support our people that are doing research that will actually help us all get better.
Any other questions, comments about policy? Just one more, the drugs and tobacco and athletic program. When I read through this, I know we had a big push a couple years ago with, with the juuling and all those things. How are we doing in terms of being able to enforce this policy, because we know that students are very creative and, finding ways to, use tobacco and other products. So I was just wondering in terms of, what are we doing that may be kind of moving the needle in the right way?
Yeah, I know that the athletic directors at the school, the middle school and the high school, they are working with coaches to really drive home how dangerous it is to do drugs, alcohol, anything with nicotine, all of that. So I know that it's covered with our coaches, and our coaches are at the front line, of course, working with those students. As far as any of the consequences that have taken place recently, I don't know of many, but they're on top of it. And then, should somebody get a violation, it goes through a discipline hearing, and then the consequences that you see listed in the policy are given as well.
Thank you. Any other questions about any of these policies? Comments? All right. Thank you, Dr. Bruce. I'm sure we will be seeing these again. There's no way. Wow, that was a very fast meeting. I think it is. Yeah, well, is this record? I think this is kind of record, right? 12 minutes for a business meeting? I feel like we need to be doing some other things.
Let's review the faculty handbook. Page by page, line by line.
No, well, oh good, so we can get these guys out of here. And I think you heard Dr. Van say this is our final meeting for, for the next month. We do not have any meetings in July, so we'll look forward to seeing everyone in August. So Dr. Pierce-Gonzalez, I think we do have need for closed session.
Yes. Pursuant to section 2.2-37118A1 of the Code of Virginia, a motion that the board convene in closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel matters, including prospective candidates for employment and the assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees, specifically superintendent evaluation, the terms of employment for certain employees who comprise the superintendent's cabinet, candidates for instructional/licensed positions, substitute teachers and support staff, and resignations.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Dr. Pierce-Gonzalez, a second by Mr. Wallace. Is there any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. We are now in closed session.